Welcome to another educational video from Confiance Global here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today we are going through this topic: what exactly is a MVP or a minimum viable product when you are building your mobile application. So if you have a cool idea to build an app, and if you're talking to a developer or a firm that actually designs and develop mobile application, they will always suggest that you need to go with a minimum viable product, which is a MVP. And if you're a layman actually building an app for the first time, you will have no idea what an MVP is. So this video is for educating you to understand what exactly MVP or minimum viable product is. So when you're building a product, when you're building a mobile app product, you always can add like all the features together and make it the coolest looking app ever in the world. Sounds great, looks great, but there's one problem. It's going to cost a lot of money. So, developers, especially really responsible development or designing companies, they put all the features together and then they ask the business owner to, or the startup owner to choose what are the priorities that you need? What are the minimum requirements that we need to pick up for an MVP phase, which is a minimum viable product phase, where you can actually build all these things that is priority, which actually helps you to have the app on the Apple App Store and the Android App Store, and install on your phone and take it to an investor, or take it to a mentor that you have, or show it to your friends, or if you're building for a specific industry, take it to your the early adopters, your customers. They might not be even paying, they might be actually trialing the software out, to get it out there with the minimum features, with all the cool looks and feel, bells and whistles, but show it to them, have them use them, and get feedback back from them. The reason is really simple. You don't want to take assumptions and cramp all the features into this app, because people who are actually in that industry, or people that the problem that you're trying to solve, they can give you the best feedback in the world on what all features they really want, right? And I'll give you an example. Let's say like you are building an app, to deliver wine, like Uber for wine delivery or something, right? And what all the problems that you need to solve while building this app when somebody is using that app, from the person, the driver who actually go and pick up the wine and bring it to this person's home, to the person actually receiving the making the order and receiving the wine at home, whether it's a it's a state ID check, there are 20, you have to be 21 years old to buy alcohol, the state ID check, like all those different criteria. You can actually, if you can learn those what all features or things that you need to comply with the government, what all things actually need to comply to make sure your business is legit, as well as what actually makes this app really successful. That needs to come from a field test. Let's say like, okay, this is for this app, like the person is ordering the wine, and like this person is going to the grocery store, or the APC liquor store, and picking up this wine for this person. Like there will be like features that you can actually get as a feedback back from the driver, as well as your real user. This is more valuable than you just sitting there along with your two friends, your startup co-founders, thinking like, oh, these are the coolest thing we need. I'm not saying like you should not actually bring in like really like crazy awesome innovation, those are important too. But when you're building the app for the first time, you need to keep it to a subset of the coolest things you can think about, so that you don't burn a lot of money. Secondly, you're not burning money on the wrong things. So take the app there, get it ready with the MVP, show it to everyone, have your customers actually try it out, have your mentor look at it, and also it's easy to get to an investor and get money from him, because when you're going and talk, the investor doesn't understand like how serious you are, what is your passion, all those things, because it's just an idea, right? I've seen like people having the greatest idea in the world executed so poorly that they never saw the light. But they were like mediocre ideas executed really well, so that that they got really good investors, they got really successful. So what can actually an investor understand when you have a prototype but you actually build using getting money from your friends or relatives, or your own saved up money? Like you actually put an effort, You're actually showing to the investor like, hey, I have this great idea, and the subset of that as an MVP, I already built it. I have like 20 paying customers, or I have like 100 customers actually trialing this out. I haven't started monetizing yet. Then it's a better proof for the investor to understand like, okay, this guy is serious. He's all in into this. Okay, so MVP, that's a word. Whether you are building a mobile app or even with the case of web app, I would say like always stay with an MVP. This will take you the long mile. This will make you, like save money, because the biggest mistake I see is people when they actually, build a startup around a mobile app, they try to add all these features together, and they do not actually keep any money for marketing and sales. It's really important you actually have enough budget for marketing and sales, because without any paying customer, you're not making any money. You're not even a business. You're just doing charity. I hate to be straight. You need to understand this. Start always as an MVP. If you're approaching a development company and if they tell you like, oh, you need to build all these cool things into this big project that costs like $200,000, $300,000, yeah, tell them to, go find somebody else. It's only going to work for them. You need to find someone who will actually build you an MVP with the value for money, where you can actually show it to someone and make your startup really successful. I hope these videos are helpful. Please like and share if you like it. Thank you, and you all have a blessed day.